Hello everyone. Today looks like we are having a race with Iora and FrenchLightningJohn. The category has not officially been determined yet, but in the race race comment, it said they were going to be doing any percent, so we're likely going to be seeing that. The only reason it wouldn't be any percent is if one of the runners decide to change their mind last second. We are still getting set up right now, though. And yeah, both of these runners are going to be doing any percent. I just said it in the race channel. And in just a bit, we should be seeing both of the runners on Series Station. Alright, and our runners are off. So, all the categories in this tournament are going to be starting on Series Station because they're going to be either full categories or triple bingo. Guess I should go over what exactly is going on. So basically, in week 1, there are 3 categories that the players can choose from. Triple bingo, 100%, and any percent. And basically, both of the runners veto one category, and then the category that's left is a category they're going to run. Because the runners already decided beforehand, they didn't go through that veto process. They just both knew they were going to be doing any percent, so that's what they're doing. But I imagine that John would have vetoed triple bingo, and Iora would have vetoed 100%, so they're both doing any percent now. Timers are slightly off, but I'm pretty sure they're about in the same spot right now. So the category is going to be any percent. We either under dying to Series Station. So for any percent, there are 2 major routes that they can take. They can take new route or old route. And I'm actually not sure which routes the runners are going to be doing. New route is a little bit faster. It's like, I want to say 100 seconds more or less faster than old route, but it's a lot more dangerous. And it's also a lot harder. It looks like John is using Moonfall, and Iora is not. So John is gonna get a lead here because of Moonfall. But those are really the biggest Moonfalls in the game. So he's not really going to get much more time save out of Moonfall over Iora. So it's pretty standard they're going to be getting Morph Ball right now. And then they're also going to be getting the missiles. The route doesn't really diverge until technically Green Pirates in Terminator, or post-Terminator. Both runners in the elevator at the same time. I'm really curious to see if the runners are going to be doing different routes because I know that FrenchLightningJohn does new route, but I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be doing that for this race, which will be pretty interesting to see. I'm not sure what Iora does, but I imagine that he probably does old route. So I'd be interested to see a new route, old route race. John picking up bombs, and Iora right behind. So in Bomb Trees, though, you really just want to manage the drops from his little egg things. If you're not careful, you can get health from them. If you're at full health, though, they have to drop missiles. And they seem to always want to drop health when you're not at full. So this next room will kind of tell what the runners are probably going to be doing. So John is going to missile the pirates. That doesn't mean that he's necessarily doing new route, but that's a pretty strong sign because usually old route runners will just damage boost off the pirates like Iora is right now. This saves 60 health, which in old route isn't very important, but in new route it's very important because you're going to be seeing Fantoon first. And Fantoon does a ton of damage. In both routes, so we're not going to be seeing Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn is just a joke. Yes, Spospo has his own category. You don't need to see him here. In fact, any percent all bosses will see Spospo, and I'm pretty sure that category can appear in week 2. So we will be seeing Spospo this tournament, unless everyone decides to veto any percent all bosses. Okay, so John jumped through the door. He did not do a mock ball. He's definitely going up Red Tower. So he is going to be doing new route. So the route he's doing is PRKD, most likely. So Fantoon first, then Ridley, then Kraid and then Dre. And it looks like Iora is going down Red Tower, likely doing a KPDR route. So Kraid, Fantoon, Dragon, and then Ridley. And KPDR is a much safer route than PRKD. Just gotta be careful from the Vile Plumes. So, but in New Route, John is about to be coming up on the Moat, which is a terrible room, and it's the first challenge of New Route, to put it one way. Basically, he has to either do a horizontal bomb jump to get across from the central pillar, or a CWJ, and neither of those tricks are very, very appealing. And John likes doing horizontal bomb jumps, so I imagine that's what he's going to be doing. Yeah, he's setting up for the horizontal bomb jump. We're going into the Kraid fight right now. Hopefully he gets the Kraid quick kill. And John with a nice horizontal bomb jump there. Looks like Iora is going to be doing a 4 super out of a charge shot. So that was a very nice quick kill. Basically what he did was he did a charge shot to freeze Kraid's hand, and then he did 4 supers. And that does 1200 damage, which is more than enough to kill Kraid. So that Iora has his first boss down, and John is going into his first boss, Fantoon. And Fantoon can very easily kill the run. So Fantoon normally does 20 damage with Varia, but John doesn't have Varia, so he is going to be taking 40 damage per hit. Iora is going to be grabbing Kraid Tank. It's a very nice safety pretty early in the run. It saves very little time to skip it, but if you're playing at like a very high level, you just have to skip it in order to save time. It's one of the last times you're going to skip in any percent. John setting up nice Dopplers on Fantoon. Looks like it's going to be a 3 round. Wow, 2 fasts in a row. I think he had a... Was it a slow fast fast or a mid fast fast? I don't know. Either way, that was nicely executed. Hey, we're killing the Sova right there and opening the door. and getting one of the best items in the game, high jump boots. It just makes movement so much nicer. Also, I'd just like to say John has amazing health and ammo right now. Like, he exited with basically full health and full ammo, which almost never happens in Fantoon. So I'm gonna just say these runners are gonna be synced again. They're gonna be totally synced after the Mother Brain 2 cutscene. Like, once they get rainbowed, they're in sync. But, like, they're gonna be mostly in sync after after the Dre fight for John and after Rid for Iora. That's when they'll mostly be in sync. The reason I'm not gonna say completely in sync is because John is actually gonna have less firepower than Iora. We're setting up for to get speed booster, and John has enough health so that he can take 3 hits in this room. Doesn't even need it, and he has perfect health. Nice. While Iora is going to be grabbing speed booster, which is, well, it's fast. John about to pick up his first suit, Gravity. Basically, it does the same thing as Various suit, except it's better. Those of you who are familiar with the randomizer will know that it does not protect against heat damage in the rando, but in vanilla it actually does. So the only reason to get Various suit is for Rainbow Beam later on in a run. That's the only real difference between Varia and Gravity. Basically, it'll make it so that he takes half damage from Rainbow Beam and take damage twice, or half damage from the baby Metroid. Those are only two things that Varia has over Grav. Iora with a nice double chamber there. That room can be a big pain. And John about to pick up Spazer, the best beam in the game. So he gets this because he needs extra firepower, and he's not going to be picking up Plasma Beam because that's slow in New Route. So basically, you need Spazer in order to. Spazer basically will deal with a third of Plasma damage. You cannot have Plasma and Spazer equipped at the same time, but Plasma is useful against Ridley and Mother Brain. But by the time John would be getting Plasma Beam, he's already killed Ridley. So at that point, it's just worth getting Spazer and not even picking up Plasma. So he's going to have less firepower than Iora in end, because Iora is going to be getting Plasma. So Iora picking up early ice right now. Ice right now makes Red Tower significantly easier to manage. Some runners will opt to get it a bit later because it will hmm, because it's like more in a way later on in a run. And it's slightly faster to get it a bit later, but it's much safer to get it early. Okay. I mean, you can get Equip Spacer and Plasma at the same time, but it gives you some glitchy goodness. And that glitchy goodness is not allowed. Actually, some of it's not allowed in the tournament. Some of it is, but it's slow. And John picking up Ice Beam now because he is going to be going to Ridley in just a bit. And, well, he wants as much firepower as he can before then. We're about to pick up his first power bombs. And once he goes across moat, he's gonna have an easier time because he's not gonna have to worry about CWJ or horizontal bomb jump. He can just shine spark across the moat, which is a lot easier. That Screed just dropped the power bomb. That's pretty rare, actually. So Iora setting up a Shine Spark. That's gonna grab Moat Missile. Not sure if you wanted it or not, but extra missiles, they are nice to have, actually. Gonna be setting up Ocean Spark as well, by the looks of it. Yeah, nice. And gets the Ocean Spark with the bonk on the ceiling there. That bonk will save you a little bit of health, and it gets you past most of the ocean. And about to go into his Spantoon fight. I'm curious how he's going to do it. If he's going to unequip Ice, or if he's going to go for Dopplers. So if he decides to unequip Ice, that would mean he can do X Factor strats. Yeah, that looks like it's what he's gonna do. Turn off Ice, so he just has Charge and Wave equipped, and he's gonna select Power Bombs, which will allow him to do an X Factor after he charges for 120 frames. Getting a slow pattern, unfortunately. Ooh, unfortunately missing the X Factor there. I think 2 of the particles hit, and now there's just 2 more flying around. So an optimal X Factor will deal 1,200 damage, so you can do a 2-round with X Factors. John setting up, do a lava dive. Because he doesn't have Varia, when he turns off gravity, do a gravity jump, he's going to take a ton of damage, both from lava and the heat. So he wants to turn gravity back on as soon as he can. Unfortunately, Phantoon does not drop power bombs. So, actually, he's not going to be doing the... Oh no, that's an enrage. So John setting up Lower Norfair now, which is a very dangerous place. And Phantoon must be like 1 or 2 hits from death right now. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, 1 hit. Wow. So John with a very nice worst room in the game. He's getting to the very dangerous part of the game now. The run can easily just end here. This is part of why new route is so much harder than old route, because he's doing Lower Norfair with fewer E-tanks and with less firepower and without space jump, but he hates space jump anyway, so it doesn't really matter for him. Just gonna... He messed up the Shine Spark a little bit, so he has to wait on these Key Hunters to get good patterns. He's just gonna fly through. It's interesting seeing the new versus old route race. Because, like, the runners are both in complete different areas. John's ammo does not look very good, though. Iora just gonna jump across, not gonna go for the Shine Spark. But with Varia, the spikes don't deal all that much damage. That's like 90 damage right there, as opposed to like... Yeah, and the Shine Spark would deal 100 damage more or less, so in the end, about the same amount of health. John trying to get more supers, but he's just gonna ditch or dip and go into the fight. So Ridley takes 60 charge shots. Spazer, charge Ice Wave Spazer deals 300 damage per hit. If you were to have Plasma, it would do 900 per hit. And 1 super is equal to 2 charge shots. So he's going to shoot missiles in multiples of 3, most likely, because those are the... Yeah, because he'd have to just do that to kill him. So he's just going to wait until he turns red and then do basically the equivalent of 30 charge shots. Okay, so now Ridley is red. He is a bit faster and will shoot more fireballs. And he's likely going to use his supers a bit later. And again, with his 8 supers, he'll basically do the equivalent of 16 charge shots if he decides to use them. So he counted his shots and he knows that he's dead. He's not even gonna bother getting more shots in. Except if he's not dead. You need to be careful. Like, really careful. Okay, there we go. Probably gonna grab the Ridley tank now. A lot of health drops. More than he would like. So, both runners have 2 bosses down now. Now John's just gonna leave Norfair and go to Kraid. And Iora is gonna be going to Dragon in Meridia. Unfortunately, Iora missed the X Factor. Batoon being a bit of a jerk. He needs to be careful. If he goes into the corner, okay. If he stays in the corner, he should be okay. It's gonna turn ice on now. Because Batoon can't actually harm him in this corner. Alright. I was a little worried. He took down the snake. His ammo count is not good, though. He has no supers and no power bombs, which... because of the health bomb on Batoon. But luckily, he got 2 power bomb drops from the Puyos. And he's gonna farm... I want to say the Zoas for supers. And he's gonna get a few of those. Looks like he's trying to go for 4. Or a bit more. We're sparking up the pre-halfy room. And John about to exit Norfair. Just farming whatever he can on the way. And he's going to be going right to Kraid. We're doing Shine Spark strats on Dre. Has to be a bit careful, though. Wow, that's a powerbomb drop from Dre. That's RNG for ya. Those are pretty rare. And John doing a nice Kraid quick kill with 2 missiles and 3 supers. And picking up Varia suit, because without Varia, Rainbow Beam would deal 600 damage. And, well, picking up various suit is much faster than finding 3 extra E-tanks. I'm a little bit worried about iora right now. His health doesn't look good. Can safely take 1 hit from Dre. Okay. Okay, wow. Really having us on edge just in this Meridia. Unfortunately, he's gonna get health bombed. So he's gonna have to farm up supers in Cack Alley. John's just gonna go for the gravity jump. He doesn't have the best health for a Shine Spark here. So, the count, I'm not sure how many supers iora is gonna need to get here. He's gonna have to go through a green gate and a super door. Because he already got ice, so he should have enough supers by the end of this. Yeah, he's got 4 now, he's okay. And looks like there's X Factor protocols on screen for John. So neither runner got the Batu X Factor, unfortunately. Doesn't look like John's gonna have as close of a fight as iora did. Still has 78 health. And iora going to pick up Plasma Beam now. So that is something that he is going to get that John isn't getting. And, well, John picked up Spazer, and iora's not going to be getting that. So, little route divergence. But that will mean that iora has more firepower, and it'll take only 20 shots to kill Rid and Mother Brain, while John has to do 60 on Mother Brain and Rid. Looks like John is going for the full halfie. No bonk. Yep, that's it. Nice job. It looks like John is going to be doing Shine Spark strats on Dre. Makes sense, because it's the fast way to do it, and he knows that is comfortable with his short charges. He's going to set up with an X Factor into a Shine Spark. That'll deal as much oh, that's not good. Missed a short charge right there. So he's just going to use a ton of ammo instead for that one. But he really has to get the short charges now. Alright, there we go. And going for a spike suit. He has a few attempts at it before it's too slow to go for it. Spike suit is faster than blue suit. It's a bit more dangerous. But it's still faster than getting space jump. So really, you'd only get space jump for the next room, Coliseum, Space Jump doesn't really save any time in this category or a new route. Because by the time he gets Space Jump, he doesn't need it anymore. Like, he already got past the part where it would be really helpful. So he's just going to Shine Spark across Coliseum and go. Because it's faster to just wall jump anyway. And iora about to Space Jump into Lower North Air. John not doing anything to the red fish. Either like harming it or he's just gonna let it go. So I was able to take a much safer strat in the worst room because Plasma. Plasma one-shots those pirates. Whereas with Spazer, John would have to three-shot them, so Iora can just do that and kill them pretty quickly. And John almost in G4. So John likes to do horizontal bomb jump practice into G4. And that's exactly what we're seeing him do. So these Metroid rooms are going to be a little bit harder without Space Jump, but really only the first one is affected too much. Oh, very nice super drops from the Metroids there. Iora needs to be a little careful with this Ridley fight. Ridley is red, so he doesn't have too much. This isn't... Oh no. Well, looks like Iora has forfeit from the race. So Ridley really goes wrong, it can go wrong. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. Looks like John got baby skip. Yeah. F's in the chat for Iora. That was a nice Seb skip. John does a down back Seb skip there. So Iora's comment on this whole thing, he felt pretty good about his movement, but he didn't like any of his bosses. Like his words are Ghost and Shrimp and Riddler, just garbage and all of them. Honestly felt good about my movement overall too, like 98% of it. I'm sure he'll get the run. John does need to be careful though. Because this isn't an automatic win for him. Because he still needs to keep above 301 energy in order to survive the Rainbow Beam attack. Or 301 energy or more. He can safely take a hit from anything, like 4 onion rings and like all the normal attacks, except the catch-up. If he takes the catch-up, it's GG, so he has to be careful. Alright, there's the catch-ups. It's now just 14 more shots. That looks like it might be it. And there it is. If John got hit by a ketchup there, I actually don't know what would happen. If they, like, rescheduled a race or what. Or, like, I don't know. Because that would have been a double forfeit, most likely. And that, I don't know, they could redo the race at that point. Ah, okay. So there's very little left to do in the game. Just have to kill Mother Brain 3 and save the animals and then escape. Except I'm not sure if he's going to save the animals, so invalid run, maybe? In all seriousness, so it isn't invalid if he doesn't save the animals, but saving the animals is great. And you should always do it. And I'm the only commentator in chat, so I'm the one. No, never mind. I just messed it. So the real question, will John save the animals? Something tells me he's not gonna do it. Because he's never been one to save them. Yeah, he's not. Feels bad, man. And with that, John has done with an official SR time of 49:27. So GG to both John and Iora. And we don't have time for an interview, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. But yeah, this is actually the first day, or is it? Yeah, the first day of the multi-category tournament. So there's going to be a lot more races like this in the future. So look out for those. They're going to also be on other speed gaming channels. But with that, don't really think there's much else to say. I'm Beeps, and as I'm signing off now. There's really not much else to say. This was a really nice race, great execution from both runners. So yeah, GG. See you next mission.